Mayor Kowallis from Charleston, one of the owners of the company, would like to make a few remarks regarding that resolution. And Mayor Bonner from Midway also will make a few remarks regarding the resolution that was put in play by the Heber City Council. Bear with me as I read this. The resolution is passed by the Heber Light Power Board. Whereas the Heber Light Power was an energy service interlocal entity created by Heber City, Midway City, Charleston Town, pursuant to the organization agreement and Utah Interlocal Corporation Act. And whereas Heber Light Power has a proud and successful history of delivering electricity to its customers in a responsible and cost-effective manner for more than 100 years. And whereas the company's mission is to provide the customer with a safe, reliable, and affordable electric service in a very complex and changing electric industry. And whereas the organization agreement and the Act of Utah Code 1113-203-1 provide the company as a Utah political subdivision, legally separate, distinct, and independent from the member municipalities. And whereas to the organization agreement and the Act of Utah Code 1113-206-1-D, the member municipalities give the Board of Directors the sole authority and responsibility to manage and direct the company, and is designated as its directors. The municipality's mayor, the county council chair, and 2 city council members. And whereas it would be a violation of the organization agreement if a member of a municipality sought to usurp or interfere with the board's authority or the company's business. And whereas the directors acting as the board of directors have a fiduciary obligation to the company and its customers are charged with promoting long-term economic health of the company, and to provide the company's management with strategic guidance and direction, ensures the management adopts, implements procedures designed to provide outstanding customer value, reliable electric service, and promoting employee and public safety. Whereas the company could not have fulfilled its mission without its well-trained, dedicated, loyal, motivated employees who daily provide high-level performance in this challenging industry, including 1, forecasting future loads growth for the coming years and decades. 2, analyzing long-term markets for purchase of wholesale electricity to meet the load growth. Assessing the relative cost of developing internal generation and purchasing future wholesale electricity. 4, planning for and installing distribution systems, transformers, and infrastructures to support the current load and future load. 5, monitoring and complying with ever-changing federal environment and security regulations. And 6, maintain existing infrastructure to ensure reliable and responsible equipped response to electricity in the event of avoidable outages. 7, providing accounting and invoicing, fee collection, and customer service. And 8, assessing rates, financial markets to provide the money for the foregoing. Whereas the Heber City Council passed a resolution number 2014-13, granting the Heber City Manager full authority to review all Light Power financial, budgetary, and personal policies as provided, just for cost savings, internal financial controls, compliance with House Bill 17, and equity between city employees and Heber Light Power employees. Whereas the City Council has scheduled a work meeting to receive 1, the report of the City Manager on the company's compensation and benefits under the resolution 2014-13, and 2, public comments on the company's business. Whereas this action of the Heber City Council creates misleading and false impressions. 1, the Heber City Council has the authority to direct affairs of the company, even though the organization agreement ambiguously gives authority solely to the company's board of directors. 2, the board of directors is not capable or willing to properly manage or direct affairs of the company, and the company's employees lack the skills to properly run the business operations of the company. Whereas the actions of the Heber City Council create an atmosphere of uncertainty and distrust that interferes with the company's ability to provide safe, reliable, and affordable electric power, while directly damaging the sense of stability, the morale, and the loyalty of our company employees. Now, therefore, be resolved, the organization agreement gives the board of directors sole authority to direct and manage the business affairs of the company. The company's directors have fulfilled and will continue to fulfill their fiduciary duties to the company and its customers and to manage and direct the business affairs of the company. The company's employees have served the company and its customers with nothing but dedication and loyalty. These have the training, experience, and dedication to perform their duties at a high level of proficiency in a very complex and demanding industry. The Heber City Council action adopting Resolution 2014-13 by taking public comments on attempts to usurp the role of the Board of Directors while interfering with the Board's ability to fulfill its duties in the company's business. The Heber City Council actions create and foster confusion regarding the Board's role in the company's financial position. The Board of Directors, the company's employees appreciate public recommendations, input, and comments regarding the company's operations, but do not require and would not benefit from a review from the Heber City Manager mandated by the Resolution 2014-13. The Board therefore directs the company's employees shall not participate in a review or authorization of Resolution 2014-13 by providing information or otherwise unless the city's request does not monetarily interfere with the company's employees' duties or the city makes a proper docket request and pays the cost for complying for the request. That has been the practice. The company through the Board's chairman or general manager shall meet with an answer question concerning or shall direct employees with the requested information to meet with the customers to answer questions. The company's general counsel shall investigate the actions of the Heber City Council to determine whether these actions violate the organization agreement or their laws, or to advise the Board on any and all legal remedies that may be available to the company. Now, the resolution was passed by the Heber Light Power Board. I'd like to ask Mayor Kowallis, one of the owners of the Heber Light Power, representing Charleston, if he'd like to make a few comments and ask a minute.
Council members, it's a privilege to be before you. Seems like an old home week here with all of our current and former, except for Mr. Rowland, Board of Directors. Since the transition of two new board members into the Heber Light Power Board, I've struggled a little bit with what to say to our former board members. As I approach this issue today, it came to me that maybe by an analogy that I can pay you both a compliment, and that's what's intended. In the North Seas, when the ice becomes impassable for smaller vessels, it's necessary to call in an icebreaker. A special purpose ship designed to move and navigate through ice-covered waters. The icebreaker has but one purpose, and that is to part the ice and provide a less obstructed passage for other ships to follow. This can't be done by precise saw cuts through the ice and then carefully placing the ice to the side, but this must be accomplished by brute force and determination to reach the open waters that lie ahead. You ladies have been our icebreaker. You've seen the open waters ahead and have moved forward with both deliberation and unbridled determination to open the path, and in so doing have given our current Board of Directors a less obstructed passage in which to move forward in accomplishing our responsibilities. I thank you both. I don't think there's any, except maybe Eric, that's unfamiliar with the organization agreement. I'm guessing that you probably review. It was presented to your board as it was to ours in this last month's board meetings. And historically, and I know you don't want to hear my whole presentation, I've got a chronology beginning at the beginning of the company right up to current as to the organization agreement. But I think we're all pretty much intimately acquainted with it. We have espoused it in past years. All of us, except one, have agreed to it in the 2014 reissuance. And we know that in there, it gives full authority to the Board of Directors of Heber Light Power to manage the company. And that authority is given not by individuals, but by cities. In the past, each city has agreed to this organization agreement. There's a lot of variations of the organization agreement. The one we have currently is far more liberal and puts back into place things that in the past we have felt that we have been beat out of. Takes away the autonomy of the board. It gives flexibility in selection of who serves on the board. And it also reiterates the structure of the management of the board of directors. Keep things short. If anybody wants the chronology, you can email me and I'll give you the 3 pages. But bottom line is we've all signed the agreement. We've all agreed to it. And it is the responsibility of the board of directors to manage the power company. We would like to go ahead with that. We won't see eye to eye on everything that needs to be done, but it's interesting, all of the things that have been brought up with our former board of directors. Most all of those are in our eyes, in our sights, and it's our actions currently. We probably won't move as fast as we would all like to move. We want to be deliberate in what we do. But each of the things that have been brought up in the past are still germane here currently. So I would suggest your resolution 2014-13 is misplaced, unnecessary, and I believe shows disrespect to your fellow communities with whom you have joined in this agreement. Could I ask you to please rescind that resolution? Now, as an after comment, and it was mentioned in the resolution that the board put forth, we're not trying to shut anybody out. We would like to discuss things. We'd like to have your input, just like we'd like to have the public's. I think we're getting better transparency. Wasatch Taxpayers Association can attest to that as of last week. There's been quite a wealth of information transmitted to them at their request. We want to feel that you're our friends, that you're our allies. We want your suggestions, and also I think that you would agree that should we come to you and want your advice, want your recommendations, and your expertise, that you willingly share that with us. In conclusion, I'd like to say that I fully support the terms of the Heber Light Power Company Board Resolution 24, C-8, as it was read by Chairman Colleen. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for reading that resolution. I wanted to just share with the council some of the successes of Heber Light Power, and I know that you probably already know this, but just kind of bear with me. It's not quite as good a story as Bob's, but that's okay. I believe that this 100-year-old company is solid, it's sound, and it is sustainable. And I also believe that the Heber City Council needs to allow the current board to move beyond the negative information and mistakes of the past and regain the trust of the customers of this company. I want the public and Heber City Council to recognize the value of Heber Light Power, their personnel, and the ability to serve you as the customer. I also believe as a new member, as a new board, we need the time to perform the business at hand without the disruption and the distractions of the last few months. Although we've had a very interesting and at times very disruptive year at Heber Light Power, I would like to move forward in a positive vein and highlight some of the accomplishments and awards that Heber Light Power has received in the recent years. They have received the American Public Power Association Safety Award of Excellence for safe operating practices in both 2012 and 2013. They received a 5-year without a loss time accident award from the Intermountain Power Superintendents Association. They have received the Reliable Public Power Provider Award in 2011, an award that is only given out every 3 years, and they are applying to receive the award again this year. The company operates at a relatively high level of sophistication for its size by owning and producing internal generation and operating the 24/7 dispatch center to schedule power generation on an hourly basis to minimize power costs. The company has a long-term forecasting and planning in place that helps to minimize the cost to the customer by planning ahead for future resources. Heber Light Power's outage statistics are among the lowest nationally due to taking advantage of new technologies such as the AMI meters and the SCADA system. The company also improves reliability by being proactive with preventative maintenance programs such as tree trimming and installing animal control devices on the poles. Heber Light Power is a unique company. It's owned by all three entities. Heber City owns a part, Midway City owns a part, Charleston owns a part. It was organized and arranged and set forth over 100 years ago. This company, I believe, is very solid and very sound and sustainable. I will repeat that over and over and over. And finally, I admonish you, the Heber City Council, to rescind the resolution and to allow us, as a new board, the time that we need to make the changes and the improvements in this company. It is a valuable jewel to this community, and I believe that we all will benefit. I know that we aren't always going to agree on things, and I think that that's what makes it good. I think that we can look at each other and learn to trust each other. But I think the most important thing that we need to know is that this company depends on all of us working together to continue to be successful. Last week, after we agreed to the new organization agreement, which Bob has shared with you so well, we were advised, after spending a lot of time with our city attorney, to put together a resolution that, in hopes of maybe a peace offering that we could all join together in, as a joint resolution, talking about when we would hire our new general manager, how we would go about that process, and how that is something that we all feel like is important. Although we have someone in place right now who is very capable of doing that job, we want the time to do it as a board, to pick somebody good, and to go and spend the time that we need. We've already put a timeline in place. We took care of that yesterday. As a board, we agreed on a timeline of what we would do to put together the applications and put that out to bid. But I think it's very important that, as the Heber City Council, that you really respect what this company is and what it stands for and how it was organized and how, long before us, it was agreed to that we would work together and that we would operate together. And so I would just ask that you would really consider rescinding that resolution. We'll make a commitment as a company and as a board to be more forthcoming in the information as things are discussed and determined in those board meetings, that all of our entities are apprised and are made aware of the things that are happening in Heber Light Power. I think that's important. I think that maybe that's something that's been let go in the past. But I think it's important that every one of us as owners of this company know what's going on in the company. And I know that we can work together. I think it's a positive thing, but please allow us the time to do our job.